Well, I hate to say it, but it seems like she's slipping deeper into a coma.
I agree, and her symptoms are matching everything that Ian Rain described.
And most of the patients died within 24 hours of the coma setting in.
Has Dr. Hagen from Boston General called back?
No, not yet, but I did send a fax of Rain's notes to Johns Hopkins and also to the Center for Disease Control.
Oh, good. Have first-rate research teams there.
Look, I also have our lab doing a protein test on one of his formulas.
John,
who knows?
How is Paulina? Is there any improvement?
I'm sorry, Rachel. She's still in a coma.
Our best bet still seems to be the work that Ian's father did in San Cristobal.
He's dead. You said yourself his notes are illegible.
Rachel, we're doing everything possible. You have to believe me.
But that's not enough, is it? She's gonna die.
Your Honor, I have new evidence.
New evidence? This isn't a trial, for crying out loud.
I know.
What's going on out there?
Oh my God, Cass, it's fire.
Just take it easy.
Panic. Just move one out.
Come on, Maggie, come on.
Get out of here. Go, go.
Stay calm.
Ian, the fire is a setup. Run.
Turn off the alarms. The fire's out.
Jeez, I'm glad this is over.
At least it wasn't worse.
Consular, let's get back to business here.
Your Honor, the prison's escaped.
Ian?
Damn it, man. How could you be so stupid? Call security, secure the building. I want Ian Rain found and brought back to my courtroom before I get to the bench!
Sorry I'm late. I went to the hospital with Grant to see Paulina.
Has there been any change? Is Paulina out of the coma?
No, Jake, I'm sorry. I'm afraid the outlook isn't good.
Damn Ian Rain to hell.
Now, what do you mean?
Oh, he just claimed his father had some kind of miracle cure, and if I gave the papers from the safety deposit box to John, he might be able to help her.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Of course you didn't, Spencer, because it's a big lie, just like everything the guy said since he showed up here.
Now, Jake, I'm sure that John and Kelsey will do everything possible to save her.
My point is, what about all the time that they've wasted trying to make sense out of some stupid scribbling? I mean, this is Ian Rain's fault. If he didn't drag Paulina to the rainforest, she wouldn't be sick in the first place.
Now, Jake, look, I know you're upset, but blaming Ian isn't helping anybody, certainly not Paulina.
You have a better idea what I should do?
Well, prayer comes to mind.
Oh, please.
Or work. Come on, Jake. The less you obsess about this, the easier it's going to be for you.
What do you expect me to do, Spencer? Throw myself into putting Cory out of business?
We can't back off now. Not when we're so
The last thing I care about right now is taking over Cory with Paulina dying in the hospital. What is the matter with you?
I'm very sorry for Paulina, Jake. I am. But as for her family, well, I hardly think that Rachel's well-being would be of any concern to you.
Spencer, I could care less about Rachel. It's just with Paulina being like she is, I just think we're all in the same boat. I mean, her family's pulling for her. I'm pulling for her.
You know, Jake, you're right. I should have seen this before. You're getting very good at this.
Seen what? What are you talking about?
Compassion. It's what they least expect.
You're losing me, Spencer.
Well, under the circumstances, what the Corys will expect is a major play from our side of the court.
So, you want me to kick them while they're down?
No. That's just what we won't do. We'll shower them with kindness. And believe me, Jaco, it'll work to our advantage. And Rachel, she won't know it either.
We have major medical facilities and numerous teaching hospitals working on Paulina's case right now.
And we're in touch with the top specialists in the field. There's every reason to believe that we will have a treatment for her within 12 hours.
Her mother died of this disease. Nobody was able to save her.
Rachel, that was a long time ago. We know a lot more now.
People in San Cristobal die of this. The doctors there have not found a cure for it any more than Leon Rain has.
Well, actually, he may have been a lot closer than we think.
What?
You're right about Dr. Rain's notes. They're almost indecipherable, but both of us are convinced he was on the right track.
You mean he might have had a cure?
It's as good a possibility as any, and we are using every resource to decipher his notes.
May I see her, please?
Of course.
I'm gonna call Boston General.
I'm sorry, John.
It's okay.
It's just, Amanda found this among Paulina's things. It's her mother. She died, you know, right after Paulina was born. Paulina never got to know her. That woman never got to know what a lovely woman Paulina's turned out to be, neither did Mac.
But you did. You've been a good mother to her, Rachel. Mac would have been proud, both of you.
Oh, yes? And of all this scandal, which I know isn't true. Paulina went down there to try and disprove all of this. She shouldn't have had to. Is this the kind of fate that she deserves for believing in her father?
Fate doesn't kill people. Disease does. If you don't mind me saying, I don't think that Mac would have cheated or hurt anyone, especially not knowing that.
I know that, but everybody else...
Everybody else is operating under stress. Why don't you just forget them? Your daughter needs you.
We've only got about a minute before the judge returns, so use the time well.
What are you talking about?
He means he can't defend you unless you tell the truth.
About what? You guys...
Oh, come on, Maggie! It was awfully convenient that a trash fire broke out just as Ian was being brought back to jail.
Well, I mean, that is kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of like the burning bush thing in the
I
Bible.
give up.
You had better hope that Judge Fleming is not onto you, young lady, or you're in serious trouble.
Apparently, our entire security system needs an overhaul.
Your Honor?
Unless he's hiding in a heating duct, Mr. Rain has left the building.
It is unbelievable, huh? You know, some people will just never learn. They just smoke all around these buildings when there are a million no smoking signs out. How dumb can you get?
How did you know it was a cigarette, Miss Cory?
I didn't. I mean, I don't.
Miss Cory has a very active imagination, Your Honor. Now, as to Mr. Rain, I know that his escape does not bode well for him.
That is the understatement of the year.
But, Your Honor, I think it is safe to say that he knowingly jeopardized himself, took more of a risk of punishment in order to save Paulina Cory's life.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Maggie, would you cool it? What?
I mean, everybody here knows, except for him, that without Ian's help, Paulina could die.
As I determined, Mr. Rain has not the professional expertise to aid Miss Cory.
As you determined? Since when does God wear a black robe?
Maggie!
Are you saying I'm playing God?
Yeah, and you're not playing it well. Otherwise, you'd know that all Ian cares about is helping Paulina.
Obviously, you know nothing of our justice system.
Your Honor.
You made an immature and unwise decision to support a known felon repeatedly.
Oh, come on,
As
Your Honor,
far as
that's
I know, you helped him today. No one, I repeat, no one flaunts justice in my courtroom. Both you and Mr. Rain are going to regret your actions, I promise you. Are you armed? Good. Come along.
Excuse me, sir. Where are we off to?
Have my car brought around. Tell the driver we're going to the hospital. Mr. Winthrop, your clients need a lesson, and I intend to give them one.
Hey.
Hey.
Al told me to take 5, so I thought I should come over and explain.
Hey.
Where's Jenna?
She had to call the station. So, what's going on?
What? Oh.
No.
Yeah. This gig. I guess you're kind of surprised, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Miss Hotshot Architect refusing to design ventilating systems ends up with a home in Korea.
Hey, what's wrong with being a waitress, you know?
Well, other than this uniform, nothing. In case you haven't noticed, I'm practically naked.
Yes, I did notice. You know, when Kelsey worked here, she had to wear basically the same thing. I mean, it's no big deal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You try hefting around 100 pounds of dishes wearing one of these. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it was either this or falling behind on my rent, so...
No, sorry. If I had the money to do the renovations at KBAY, that I promised.
Look, forget it. We're both in a budget bind, I know.
True.
As a matter of fact, the last couple of days have actually paid off for me.
Heavy tippers?
As it happens, I actually used some of my free time to do what you might call a life inventory, and I'm amazed at some of the things that I came up with.
Well, are you in the
Listen,
red
sorry
or
to
the black?
interrupt. This is really
What?
important. KBAY just got word that Ian Rain escaped again.
You're
Yeah.
kidding.
No, the newsroom got a tip that he's headed to the hospital as we speak.
Paulina, I better get over there. Did Dave send a news crew
Yeah,
over
he
there?
sure did. They left already.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
meet them over there.
All right.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Paulina, what is going on, Jenna?
You haven't heard about Paulina?
No.
She caught a terrible disease in Central America.